Kenya's Education Cabinet Secretary Dr. Fred Mathiang'i has stunned the heat on county education bosses and the Kenya National Exam Council over exam cheating. Now, in a hard-hitting statement to the county directors of education, Dr. Mathiang'i demanded for action over the rampant cheating reported in this year's KCPE exams in 35 out of 47 counties. But as KTN's Murimi Mwangi now reports, everybody seems to be blaming somebody else.
That intellectual dishonesty has found its way to the young minds among primary schools across the country, has now more than ever before ignited a storm in the country's education sector. And the new Education Cabinet Secretary, Dr. Fred Mathiang'i, has fired the first salvo at the Kenyan National Examination Council and the county education chiefs from the 35 counties where the 2,709 cases of examination irregularities were reported during this year's KCPE exams. And Mathiang'i is demanding the answers quick.
Disaggregate all these results and give each county their results, complete with their figures of irregularities. Of the 2,709 cases, each county to get their cases and pursue their cases and deal with their cases at county level, each county. And as we go forward, our colleagues who are here with me in the tent, Mutisia and company from the quality assurance team, we now must go to a county level management of the services that we are rendering. We must hold people to account.
But in an apparent display of a possible disconnect between the Ministry of Education and the Examination Council, the new Education CS took a swipe at the NEC officials, whom he disclosed were absent from office when he made a surprise visit to the NEC headquarters earlier this year.
We also want to take this as an opportunity to formally invite you to visit NEC premises, to familiarize yourselves with our working situations.
You don't know that I actually visited NEC when you are not there. I have already made my own impromptu visit, and I have had very detailed discussions with the staff of the Kenya National Examination Council. I had discussions with your people in planning.
And in what appears as a fresh game of finger-pointing, accusations and counter-accusations, officials drawn from the giant teachers' unions NAT and COPET are squarely laying the blame for the dismal performance of public schools on the Ministry of Education's failure to heed the teachers' demands for better pay and improved working conditions, grievances which earlier this year cost the 2015 KCPE candidates 5 weeks of class time wasted on the streets.
You need to be a professor to answer that. The teacher strike is true, must have affected our students greatly. And when as unions we told them that let's postponed the exams for about 3 weeks. We wanted that order to work. I think that affected the student.
Why exams are leaked? Why irregularity exists? You cannot purport to look at secondary suspects like teachers and students who receive exams when it is a week to exams. How did it leave the strong room to be out and exposed for hands which are not suspecting? So in this case, we expect that the Examination Council processes and systems must be fixed.
This even as an axe hangs over the present NEC leadership, with a motion on course in Parliament to send the senior NEC officials home over the massive cheating reported in this year's KCPE and KCSE exams. A motion filed by Mboni MP Kisoi Munyao, and more heat is on from the Parliament Education Committee.
I look forward for learning from the challenges that they have already faced. And I think we cannot lose the lessons. We need to learn from the challenges and move forward. And much more, we need to assist Kenya National Examination Council. I'm happy the issue of Mathiang'i House came in.
There must be forensic audit, and they must carry out that thoroughly to ensure that nothing of the sort leaks from the council. But because it is the council which appoints those who set exams. They are the ones who print the exams. They are the ones who pack.
It will not be business as usual for examination cheats. Well, that is a strong statement from Education CS Dr. Fred Mathiang'i, Kenya National Examination Council and the county education chiefs, but the Kenyans in general, whom he now wants to join the spirited fight against examination cheating. Muremi Mwangi, KTN News, Nairobi.
It is a meeting that brought together officers from the Ministry of Education, the Kenya National Examination Council, county education officers, among other education stakeholders ahead of the national examinations. Noting the exams will be conducted during the electioneering period, Education CS Fred Mathiang'i pledged that measures have been put in place to ensure the examinations are not disrupted.
Whatever sacrifices must be made, we will make them to ensure that that timetable remains as it is, so that we don't hurt our children's progression.
The examination has not leaked and shall not leak until it is handed over to you. And I hope, like you did last year, that it will also not leak.
Teachers taking part in the election process have, however, been urged to do so in consultation with the Teachers Service Commission and exam directors in their respective counties. The CS saying all measures were now in place to ensure the safety of pupils and security of the examinations.
We are going to conduct the exams with a measure of military precision, that everything must go as planned, and we must ensure that we do not let our children down.
During the meeting, exam officials were given padlocks and keys to the 419 exam containers distributed countrywide to secure the exam papers. More than 1.6 million students will sit the examinations. Apart from the home science practical that has been rescheduled to the 30th of October, from the 26th of October due to the revision of the IEBC date of the repeat polls, Mathiang'i maintains that the rest of the examinations will take place at the set date and time, with an aim to ensure that they deliver a credible examination compared to last year. Meanwhile, CS Mathiang'i says investigations on alleged police brutality towards students of the University of Nairobi are ongoing. Mathiang'i has, however, cautioned against reckless use of social media to spread propaganda and create panic in society following the circulation of footage purportedly showing police brutalizing students. This as the university administration ruled out closing the institution.
I have raised doubts myself about some of the footage in that purported video from the University of Nairobi. I've raised very credible doubts.
We shall facilitate them to get into the depth of the matter and shall advise us accordingly after completing investigations.
27 students sustained injuries during the university demos, with no death recorded as previously claimed. Mombiwa Rowe, Monday Special.
The walk to quality education has proven long. Informal settlements the most affected. After hearing enough concerns over the Bridge International Academies, most of which operate without registration, the Cabinet Secretary chose to walk the long walk and see for himself conditions there.
Habari zenu? How are you?
The unexpected guest was received with mixed feelings by his hosts. This was a fact-finding mission, and the first stop was to meet perhaps the most honest of sources, the children here.
This is class 3. Now we're in nursery. Amuko nyote pamoja, sio? Very good. Now wamelala wawili. Haya, sasa kaeni chini. Sit down. Thank you.
The management of the Gatina Bridge International School was at pains to explain how children 3 years apart in grade could be sharing a classroom.
So during lunchtime they crowd together like this. They are not eating.
Excuse me, can you be sincere? Is this the way you teach?
No.
This is nursery.
A review of the school's staffing put to test the management at pains to defend that they have 5 trained teachers with 3 more untrained, a provision they say is acceptable for non-formal schools. The early childhood school pupils who are forced to take the afternoon nap on the ground are concerned for the Cabinet Secretary.
These are our children.
But the Bridge International Schools has defended their institution, saying that at the Gatina Center, 92% of KCPE candidates passed last year's exam, recording an average of 290 marks.
They do a fantastic job, to be very honest and to be very fair to them, because if they didn't have our children in their schools, where would they be?
A visit to a neighboring non-formal school by the name Wamo showed deplorable conditions. 15 boys have to share 7 beds, the youngest 3 share 1. They are homeless and thus are housed at the school.
We're going to come down hard on our ministry officials.
We can't have this kind of... You guys have seen this thing. We have been around. Some of the school environments are neither safe nor conducive for learning.
After an afternoon-long tour, it was time to retreat to the policy-making office with a better-informed outlook as the Cabinet Secretary seeks to iron out creases in the ministry's service delivery. Sam Gituku for Citizen, Live at 9.
Wednesday morning, JKIA received unusual guests. VIPs with no plans for travel. Interior Cabinet Secretary Fred Mathiang'i, Transport CS James Macharia, and the man at the helm of the tourism docket Najib Balala caught airport managers and staff by surprise.
What is the science of determining who has to come here? You are talking about scanners, and then you're talking about someone guiding them here. Who decides that he should come here and I should not? How is that decision made?
The international arrival terminal, the wing that has registered most complaints from travelers, was their first stop. And here they took airport administrators to task. The fact-finding mission then proceeded to the immigration clearance, where officials sought to justify the unmanned counters, claiming they were understaffed.
So even if they were to apply now, it's faster travel.
At the customs unit, where travelers are taken through time-consuming processes of declaring their possessions, Mathiang'i challenged the officials to up their game.
Say nothing to declare.
So I can go away?
You can go away.
But the sector says,
yes.
They say that and they still have to come.
Airport taxi operators were also not spared, with travelers and other tour operators accusing them of harassment and extortion. The Interior Cabinet Secretary directed that they be vetted before being cleared to operate.
Taxi operators in this manner. Anyone else who doesn't want to comply, wakwende. That is it.
That's clear.
On his part, Tourism Cabinet Secretary Najib Balala stated that all airport staff will undergo customer relation training.
We have now appointed Utalii College. Every public servant who works here in the next 100 days must be trained and have certified examination on customer care so that we know what we are doing to our clients.
But historically there have been gaps here, and we came as a multi-sector team to see how we can improve that. There are many agencies operating from this Jomo Kenyatta Airport, and so we like to make sure that they all work together.
We want to make sure that there is order. There is order and this place is secure. Our focus is ensuring on the security of the country by ensuring that there's security in this place, and we manage the security of this place in such a manner as to continue to enjoy the respect and attract the business that we must attract to this place.
The visit comes hot in the heels of plans to have direct flights between JKIA and the United States. Hassan Mugambi, Citizen TV.
The attack we had on the school bus in Todd last night ought not to have happened in the first place, because that school was in violation of government policy of moving children beyond 6 o'clock at night. The attack took place at 10:30. I've spoken with the Inspector General of Police this morning. You good people in education and in particular TSC will do your job after we have done ours. And I agree with the Inspector General. We will arrest that principal and he has to be prosecuted for violating public policy. Because you see, these things are not in place just for the heck of it. They are there because we want to keep our children safe. Whether our kids are in Nairobi or in Nakuru or in Kisii or wherever they are, no school buses are supposed to be on the road beyond 6:30 in the evening, period. And in an area where we have an operation, it's much more important that we are more careful about the responsibilities that we have and about the safety of our kids. Next week, I am going to the National Security Council to seek authorization of the council to declare the Pokot Warriors and the Pokot Movement there an outlawed organization, and we will categorize them the same way we categorize MRC and the terror groups that we have in the country. What that means in terms of security is that we are going to apply a new level of force and fire to wipe out that organization. Because it's no longer a matter of cattle rustling. Because what cattle were in that bus that they attacked? Because if they are interested in cattle, if it's about cattle rustling, those are innocent kids going back home, despite the mistake that was made by their teachers. So what animals were in that bus that required that those kids and teachers be attacked?
it's abundantly clear to us that this is a criminal organization that is disguised as a card rustling effort.